close the door with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three.
Line into left field for a base hit. Hit in the air. That's going to be the second baseman. They have a chance for two, and they got him.
Run, the throw is in time for the out.
Lifted high into left field. Ball is way back, and that ball is way gone.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
A good afternoon to you on Tuesday afternoon. It is Wednesday, isn't it? It's Wednesday, my dudes, as we've got day 3 of the Region 1 tournament coming up after a rainout day here, but we are in Hankinson at Progressive Ag Field again. Day 3 of Region 1 tournament, and we got a state qualifier matchup coming your way here. This is the Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway pregame show. And you can check out the World of Outlaws late models on June 29th in Ada at the Norman County Raceway. Tickets are now available at normancounty.raceway.com. Josh Boyko, Chase Miller alongside you with me here today in Hankinson. And Chase, what do we expect from these two teams with a lot on the line, state qualifier game?
Yeah, the one thing we expect is no rain. That's the number one thing. So kudos to Mike Lowell and anybody that was helping him and get the field ready here today with a lot of deluge, so to speak, that we had in the southeastern part of the state of North Dakota. Number two, Josh, similar to what you had earlier in the tournament, we were talking the wind is blowing out to right, which means if you're an opposite field hitter as a righty and you get one in the air, not as windy as it was a couple of days ago here in Hankinson, but enough to maybe jet one out. So the biggest thing once you get to a game like this, and it's coach speak, and I know you're going to hear the coaches in a moment, but it's taking the outs that are in front of you, not allowing other teams to get 4 or 5 outs in a particular inning, trying to minimize base running errors if you get caught stealing or trying to go first to third in that situation. And for the most part, you know, a very similar situation to what we saw last year when it was Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Central Cass. One team maybe not expected a quote-unquote win where the other team was kind of the heavy favorite on paper. Very similar here with the Vikings being a top 2 seed. Northern Cass having to play in a play-in game to make the tournament, and found themselves all the way here to the final day. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot on the line here in this state qualifier, and then the winner gets Central Cass. And realistically, that championship game a little bit later on might be more seed line placement once you get to a particular state tournament, especially if the Vikings and Central Cass, if they are able to meet each other yet again here later today, Josh.
Yeah, and then Kindred-Richland, they are no strangers to this moment here, and talk about some of their past history and getting here more often than not.
Yeah, you take a look back at it, I think it is every year since about 2013 that they've made state. They got 3 state titles, their most recent in 2017. So this is a team that understands the situation. You know, with Sam Brandt, it's kind of that small ball variety. They will look to go first to third. They will look to steal bases. They will look to put the ball in play. Yes, they do have some batters like a Mackenzie Fuchsa who can hit one, 220 feet into someone's front lawn here in Hankinson. But at the end of the day, what the Vikings have been able to do is they have really good players. They've had really good pitching. Dana Karath is no exception to that. And the one thing that she's been able to do all season long is keep really good teams off balance. She's not going to necessarily blow you away with a rise ball or anything with a lot of momentum on it, but she hits their locations well. She changes speeds. So for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, if they get more of that today, they should be able to come out on top. They played each other a couple times this season, but at the end of the day, everything goes away once you get to a state qualifier, Josh, and you're guaranteed 7. Who knows, maybe you only play 5 depending on the situation. But I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing here for the Vikings is keep doing what you're doing. You got 3 losses here this season to to Central Cass, and all those games were right down to the very wire. So this is a really good ball club, and Northern Cass on the opposite side. This isn't a situation where you say, well, you know what, we're just glad to be here. This is a situation where you need to get greedy. And this is a team that, again, as the number 6 seed, they open up the year defeating Central Cass to begin the season. How poetic would it be from a Northern Cass fan's perspective to beat Central Cass to start the year, to then try to beat the Vikings here in a Region 1 season as well? Not a lot of teams have been able to say that over the last decade in Region 1. It's kind of been the Squirrels and the Vikings region here. So for Anthony Meyer's club, it's kind of been an up and down year at particular times, but when they're on, look out, there's a lot of things that they can do really, really, really well.
Yeah, and the bats are one of those things, and we'll preview what we expect to see from the bats, and we'll hear from our coaches when we come back on our Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway pregame show.
Meet Blake, the messiest 4-year-old on the planet. He's no ordinary durability tester. Meet SmartStrand, no ordinary carpet. With all pet protection, it's the softest, most durable, easiest to clean carpet on the planet. When Blake's barn got a comfy makeover, SmartStrand came clean, even went up against a 2-ton rhino. Made to withstand all walks of life. Ask for SmartStrand, rhino tested, rhino approved.
Available at Carpet World, carpetworldfargo.com.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
All right, welcome to our Dakota Heritage Bank pregame comments with Sam Brandt of Kindred. And Coach, what are you looking forward to today? And how was the rest day with the unplanned rain?
On a rainy day, we get to kind of slow things down a little bit. We watched some film and took some at-bats, and the girls got some extra sleep and prep for finals and all the things. There's a lot of milestones happening for a lot of seniors this week, so I don't think they minded it. I think they would have loved to play another game on Monday, but it was good. It was good.
And talk about, you do have some solid seniors on this team right here. Talk about the leadership that they've provided this season.
These girls are extremely, extremely proud of their teammates. They're great leaders. They enjoy this game. They love each other even more than they like this game. It makes it a lot of fun to be around. And I can tell you right now, just the way they expect positivity, expect their teammates doing their job, it pushes everybody to a different level.
And then talk about having someone like a Danica Rath in the circle and the comfort that can give you going into such a huge game like today.
Yeah, I could arguably say that she's one of the best pitchers in the state right now, and she's locked in, she's doing her job, she knows exactly what she wants, and she has overcome setback after setback and putting herself, and her team puts, difficult positions, and she overcomes every time, and I wouldn't trade her for anybody in this region. So.
And then just talk about the keys to getting a win today against Northern Cass lastly.
We're going to play our game. We've seen these guys. This will be the fourth time this year. And we haven't given up very many runs. So we're just going to play our game, have some patience in the box, and get things rolling early and enjoy it. Have some fun.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck today.
Yeah, thank you.
I have more on our Red River Valley and Norman County Raceway pregame show after this.
Almost half of the energy used in homes goes toward heating and cooling the spaces we live in. Energy Star certified heating and cooling equipment can improve your comfort while lowering electric bills. Through its Bright Energy Solutions program, City of Hillsboro offers rebates for a wide range of energy-efficient equipment like heat pumps and central air conditioners. You can also get a rebate for having your cooling system professionally tuned up. Call the City of Hillsboro to learn more about rebates or visit BrightEnergySolutions.com.
This is Dustin Nagel with Dakota Heritage Bank. We're a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we can assist you with all of your banking needs, including checking and savings accounts, credit and debit cards, loans of all types, and more. We offer free mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services. Just go to dhbanknd.com or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking with Dakota Heritage Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Joined by Anthony Meyer on the Dakota Heritage Bank pregame coaches' comments here. And Coach, taking on Kindred today after moving on Monday. What is the vibes like coming into this game after a rainout day?
Vibes are good. They got an extra day's rest. We did some hitting yesterday for a couple hours, but other than that, they took it pretty easy. Team's playing great. We're playing defense. We're hitting the ball. Pitchers are throwing strikes, hitting the spots for the most part, and our team is just meshing. So it's always nice to see teams actually being a team, coming together as one. So we got good vibes today. Looking forward to the game.
And how important was getting that day of rest, even though it was an unplanned one, just to kind of take a breath before a big game?
Oh, it was really important. We're playing more games than Kindred does. They got that, we got extra games, so it's always nice that our pitchers can get some extra rest. And now we're coming into the game fresh arms. So.
And how big has Brooklyn Hoyland been being kind of the main workhorse in the circle for you throughout this tournament?
She's been huge. She's improved so much from last year. She doesn't have the top velocity like some of these other teams, but she hits her spots, and her drop ball has very good movement. So, and her changeup's really good when it's on. So she's been our rock this year, and it's been fun having her, calling a pitch and then seeing that pitch go right to the mid. So we're looking forward to it.
And then talk about the bats, someone like an Addie Rust that's hitting over 500 throughout this tournament.
Yeah, Addie's been she's been lights out all season. I was just looking at stats, and her on-base percentage is well over 500. Her overall season batting average is over 400, and she's just been tearing it up this tournament. When she's up to bat, she's one of the players that's like, okay, she's either going to get a hit or a walk, so she's getting on base quite a bit, and it's awesome.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and that concludes our interview with Anthony Meyer of Northern Cass, and we'll come back with more on our pregame brought to you by the Red River Valley Speedway and Norman County Raceway in Ada, and have more on our Dakota Heritage Bank coaches' comments after this.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
And welcome back to our pregame show, presented to you by Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway. Friday night races start at 7, and check out the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars on August 24th at the Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo. For more info, go to redrivervalleyspeedway.com. And we've heard from both of our coaches with Anthony Meyer and Sam Brandt earlier in our pregame show, and those are brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage, sharing their future, with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. You can find more about them at dhbanknd.com. That's dhbanknd.com. And now let's get to the starters for today's game. For the Northern Cass Jaguars, coached by Anthony Meyer, they will send out a familiar lineup, but just a couple changes here and there. Still leading off and playing second base, Reese Lavig. In center field, batting second, Addison Rust, batting well over 500 in this tournament. Emma Hovness, the right fielder, is third. Then in the cleanup spot is Casey Fix, playing catcher. Then Ariana Anderson, the shortstop. Brooklyn Hoyland in the circle. Avery Davidson is your DP. Macy Murch is your 8th batter in playing third. Addison Winterquist is at first base, and Rose Gellner will just be in left field, will not bat. And then for Kindred-Richland, coached by Sam Brandt, it'll be Leo Rowland at shortstop, leading off. Danica Rath at first. Mackenzie Fuchsa, the catcher. Jansen Jordaim in center field. Avery Ammerman at third base. Cora Johnson will be in the circle instead of Rath today. And then Eliana Schmitz in left. Brea Malk at second. And then Janet Tazarek in right field. And we will step aside for our national anthem. But first, our lineups are brought to you by American Crystal Sugar. Live the sweet life. Great careers, quality products, grower owned. CrystalSugar.com. And we'll have our national anthem and come back with first pitch after this.
Designing places of lasting value and beauty, Hepper Olson Architects of Buxton continues to be a leader in small town skylines. No project is off the table as they've completed buildings for commercial businesses, educational and medical facilities, public spaces, religious centers, and even residential properties. From start to finish, Bobby and her team will help your visions become reality. Hepper Olson Architects of Buxton, 701-841-1000 and hepperolson.com. Best of luck to the regional athletes in your spring sports tournaments.
Hillsborough Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsborough Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get to see Teak. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsborough Dairy.
The Hillsborough Vets Club apologizes for the inconvenience of having the kitchen closed for remodeling this week. When the remodeling has been completed and the kitchen reopened, they will continue to bring you the best roasted chicken on Saturdays. The Hillsborough Vets Club sends congratulations to our area graduates and wish you best of luck as you prepare for the greater challenges ahead. As we approach Memorial Day, the Hillsborough Vets Club gives a salute to those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. They encourage everyone to take the time this Memorial Day to honor those who gave their lives for the red, white, and blue.
You're feeling that spring sensation, and that means it's time to put a spring in your step over to Mayport Hardware. They've got all the seeds, soil, pots, and garden tools you need to make your green thumb glow. Plus, check out their greenhouse, complete with a variety of flowers, vegetables, baskets, and colors to choose from. Don't forget about the tools and supplies for spring cleaning and recreation. Keep that spring sensation at Mayport Hardware, Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Region 1 softball action coming your way in just a couple minutes. We've got the Jaguars, we've got the Vikings ready to square off in a game with a lot of stakes coming at it, as this is a state qualifier matchup right here. Central Cass already punching their ticket in the 2-1 victory on Monday versus these Kindred-Richland Vikings. And that was a thriller of a game right there, as Danica Rath and Whitney Mitchell squared off in an absolutely epic pitcher's duel. Scoreless through 5 innings. Kindred-Richland breaks through in the 6th, but then bottom of the 6th, 2 runs in the answer from Central Cass off of Rath, and Whitney Mitchell slammed the door shut with a couple runners on in the 7th. So Central Cass is your first into the state tournament. And then the Vikings and Jags will square off today, looking to become that second representative from Region 1, Chase.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here, Josh. You got all chalk on one side, right? 1 and 2 with the 2 having a chance to get there. On the opposite side, can we see a team that's under that 2 seed yet again make the state tournament? Last year, Hillsborough Central Valley, a really nice pitching performance with Serena Closey, able to tame the bats enough of Central Cass and made some really good defensive plays for the Burros to get that win. That's what Northern Cass wants to do respectively here today. And you kind of were talking about it early, Josh, before we got here, saying, hey, you want to spring the upset, a good start in the first or even second inning and not playing from behind is always going to be a big thing. We'll see if Northern Cass can do that here today against the Vikes.
Yeah, the Northern Cass Jaguars, a great team, great story right here, is they're not just a 3 seed. They took down 3 seed Hankinson in their first matchup because they came through the play-in against Maple River where they put up 24 runs to be the 6th seed in this tournament, but they ended up all the way here on the back of some good defense, but a lot of really good at-bats, and we're going to see if Reese Lavig can start things off here with a nice at-bat.
And both teams, if they get on the bases, they will be looking to run potentially, so the catchers could possibly be a big piece of this one, Josh, obviously with what you're going to do with the pitcher, but also trying to contain those stolen bases.
We've got 2 of the best catchers in Region 1 between Casey Fix and Mackenzie Fuchsa, both with power in the batter's box and also with a gun for an arm. First pitch is outside for ball number 1. First pitch time at 3:53 p.m. And we are underway. 1-0 count to Reese Lavig, the leadoff hitter, playing second base for Northern Cass. And in the circle is Cora Johnson for the Vikings, not going with Danica Rath in this game, who has been their main pitcher throughout this tournament. Swung on, fouled off, out of play right side. Watch out to the parking lot, as we did a much better job selecting our parking spot than Jake Berkemeyer.
I heard about the situation, and I said, Josh, we're going to walk a little bit extra coming up here. And right on cue, that was pretty close to where maybe Jake's pickup was a couple days ago.
A 1-2 count to Lavig, and that ended up being a 10-pitch battle and one of the most destructive at-bats that I've seen. Is that pitch misses just inside from Johnson. It also took out one of these back paddings behind the plate as well on a foul tip straight back. So we broke two things in one at-bat. Lavig checks on the swing, holds up, and that will fill the count at 3-2.
Really good battle here for Lavig, regardless what happens, taking some pitches against Johnson. I did like the pitch prior to that, though. She got at the inner part of the plate, nearly got the strike.
Full count offering, fouled off again down the right side. And, I mean, what does this long at-bat into leadoff hitter mean for the ones on deck and in the hole and in the dugout waiting to get to at-bat?
Yeah, just timing, right? I mean, Danica Rath has obviously been the one that you've maybe seen or scouted a little bit here. So if you haven't seen Johnson, it allows you just to kind of get a sense of how quick she's going to get into her rhythm and how quickly she's going to get that softball to home plate.
Payoff pitch. It's going to miss for ball 4 as it skips off the glove of Fuchsa. And it will be a leadoff base on balls for Reese Lavig, and that'll bring up the dangerous Addison Rust. Rust is 9 for 15 in this tournament, started out 5 for 5, so she's batting .600 right now, and that doesn't count a couple walks either, so on-base percentage well north of .600.
And earlier this month, committing to play collegiate volleyball at Concordia, so congratulations to Addie, going to be a future Cobber.
She's also played a solid center field in this Region 1 tournament. She swings, grounds one up the middle. This is off the glove of Cora Johnson. She still has time, gets the out at first base. Lavig slams on the brakes, and Rath will slam the ball into the ground and right back to the circle.
If you're going to have outs when it comes to high school, you want productive outs. That kind of works like a sacrifice bunt for Russ, moving that runner into scoring position. Johnson did a good job not overdoing anything on that play, Josh. Able to bat the ball, keep it in the circle, and then get, as you said, the speedster Russ in time to first. So nice job on both situations there.
Yeah, no panic in the circle there from Johnson, still able to salvage it out, but goes as a sacrifice essentially, like you said. That'll bring up Emma Hubness. The right fielder steps in and takes high for ball 1. Solid secondary lead out there at second for Lavig.
You mentioned, Josh, Northern Cass wants to have a fast start. Well, it would help getting that leadoff runner on and trying to bring him in and giving your pitcher a lead to begin before you even get in the circle.
That one will miss for ball 2, and Laveg might even think about taking third against most catchers, but Fuchsa behind the plate has probably the best arm in Region 1 for as far as catchers go.
Yeah, Fuchsa does a good job minimizing the base running game for the opposition.
Belted to center field, that's a base hit. Lavig will be held at third by Anthony Meyer, so runners at the corners as Emma Hovness snaps a 2 for 13 right there. That she's been on slow start to her Region 1 tournament, but she comes through at a good time right there.
Yeah, that was a line drive on the way, but better job by the center fielder getting to that one immediately. Meyer immediately put on the brake. There was really no chance for Lavig to come in and score from second. Regardless, again, it's been small ball variety for Northern Cass, and they have a great opportunity here in the first.
Casey Fix, another bat that you want up at the plate right now. She's batting .538 in this Region 1 tournament. That doesn't even include the 24-run play-in game against Maple River. So the bats have been hot in this tournament for the Jaguars as they took advantage for 23 runs against Enderlin as one of their main performances, but also against Hankinson had some pretty good at-bats. Here's Fix squaring to bunt, lays it down. It will trickle south of home plate.
And to Northern Cass, just you look at what they've been able to do in the fall, winter, and now in the spring. They win a state volleyball championship. They make it to state in basketball in the first 3-class system, and they're one win away from making it to state in softball. So something good is brewing in the water for Coach Bryce Laxdorf when it comes to basketball, the AD for Northern Cass on that girls' side here.
Runners at the corners with a Fix, a chance to capitalize. Squares to bunt again, pulls back, as Hovness has not left first base on the first and third one-out situation.
Not a straight suicide squeeze. If it's a straight suicide squeeze, that runner from third is immediately coming in. You're looking for the safety squeeze. Possibly you get that throw to first and the runner at third comes in. So a lot of stuff compared to baseball, Josh, the last couple days. Softball, it comes at you a lot quicker with these 60 feet when it comes to the base pass.
Yeah, a lot less time to react for the fielders for sure in making those decisions, and for the base runners as well. 2 balls and a strike. Fix pulls back again, takes high for ball number 3, being very selective with the chances to bunt.
And Fix has done a good job, right? A couple that have been close to being in the zone, but a good batter's eye here. Now with a 3-ball count, curious if Coach Meyer switches the bunt potential bluff or looking to maybe use the bunt and see if she allows Fix to swing away.
Ammerman crashing in hard at third base, as it looks like Fix offered at that pitch, so it's going to be a full 3-2 count. But Kindred-Richland definitely expecting bunt, and they're not hiding that Ammerman's going to be the one to try and get this up the third base line. They're going to try and bunt it at the third baseman to allow the runner to score. This ball's popped up, out of play, off the third base dugout.
Oh, Josh, I thought for a second there I might have to say, did you bring your catcher's mitt? Because the way it was blowing, I thought that might have been right on top of our laptop, and maybe we would have had 2 things broken here in the Region 1 softball tournament.
Yeah, can't afford that right there. I would just be a bad luck charm at that point if that happened to us. Full count again to Fix, and she chases high out of the zone. Throw down to second. It's going to go into center field, and that's going to allow a run to score. Lavig is in, so the strikeout still ends up plating a run in the end. Not how Anthony Meyer probably drew that up, but a rare error from Fuchsa throwing that one a little bit high into center field. So it's a 1-0. Jaguars do get the lead in the top of the first.
Yeah, you got the runner at first coming down. Lavig comes in to score, as you alluded to. You're trying to get to strike him out, throw him out. The only problem was the middle infielders. No one was really covering second by the time Fuchsa let that one go. So Northern Cass does get that run across regardless, even on the strikeout of Fix, and they get that early lead.
Pitch misses just low to Ariana Anderson stepping in after the Fix strikeout. So it's gone Reese Lavig, walk, came around to score after Russ grounded to the pitcher. Hovness singled. And the strikeout and thrown to center field. Oh, knocked down at third base by Ammerman. Throw to first is in time. That's a nice play at the hot corner to retire the side, but not before. Northern Cass is able to play the run on 1 hit and a walk, and 1 left on base. To the bottom of the first we go. Bank North scoreboard 1-0 Jaguars.
The Norman County Fair, June 19th through 22nd, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day with Eli Alger and the Faster Horses performing in concert. There's a salute to veterans with special music and a tribute from Operation Check 6. Racing, school bus races, free shows and attractions for all ages. Fun games and the Mighty Thomas Carnival on the Midway. It's where summer begins and the fun never ends. Free gate admission. The Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 19th through 22nd. Visit normancountyfair.com.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll have coverage of the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 3rd and 4th.
Closey with the 0-2 pitch.
The Optimist Volleyball Series on June 10th and 11th.
Right corner West is there for the dig. Backs at Bogenry for another kill.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 15th and 16th.
Really nice quality second half. Goes off the backboard for the duck to Carson Yale.
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
1-0 on the Bank North scoreboard, and we'll be keeping track of things on the Bank North scoreboard all afternoon. At Bank North, they take community to heart, helping their customers achieve their financial goals while supporting and improving the great rural communities they serve. They're more than just a bank. Bank North is a community partner that you can always count on. It's values-based banking. To learn more, visit ibanknorth.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Well, Chase, Northern Cass does indeed get to the lead after the top of the first. They are able to plate a run on an unearned run after that ball goes into center field on a stolen base attempt, plating Reese Slavik, and how important was that getting on top first?
Yeah, it's just one of those things, we were chatting about coming down from Fargo today, and you said, hey, if there's an area that Northern Cass has done well in this tournament, it's the top third of their lineup. They've gotten runners on, they've gotten hits, right on cue, Josh. They're able to do that and put some traffic on the base pass here, and we'll see how large it is, especially if you can get in the circle here. Hoyland having a big opportunity if she can get that first out or two, because Leah Rowland is such a spark plug for the Vikings. If she can get on, she's got wheels to steal as well. So biggest thing for the Jags here, trying to get Rowland out and then allow Hoyland to really settle in.
First pitch from Hoyland is going to hit Rowland in the right foot, and she will take first base on a first pitch hit by pitch, and that's a lineup adjustment from Sam Brandt, putting Leah Rowland in the leadoff spot as she was hitting third earlier in this tournament. Jansen Jordan, the center fielder, will be batting cleanup instead of leadoff today. Danica Rath will come up second now. Rath playing first base this afternoon instead of in the circle. Runner goes, throw down to second is going to be wide to the second base side of the bag, and it's a stolen base right away for Rowland. In motion early. That hit by pitch seems to not be taking any effect.
And as we talked about in the pregame show, base runners are going to be a problem here today for both catchers if they get on. And in softball, it's about getting that extra 60 feet, finding a way to get on base here. That's what we're able to say so far, and they'll double check to make sure she didn't leave early, but regardless, Rowland in scoring position.
Takes a generous lead off of second base as Rath takes a strike. Ball and a strike now on the Kindred-Richland Vikings first baseman. Already in at bat with a runner in scoring position, as out in front of this one, yanks it foul over the third base side.
One thing we can say, it's about as perfect of a day you can have for softball here, Josh, today. Well, maybe just a shade windy, but about 70 degrees, mostly sunny skies.
It's like we just cleared up in the middle. Oh, that's a nice pitch. Off speed in there for a called strike 3. Rath goes down looking for the first out, and a big one, not letting that runner get to third base with less than 2 outs.
Yeah, Brooklyn pulled the off speed pitch right there, pulled the string, if you will, and that just kind of buckled the batter. So now all of a sudden you got a dangerous batter than Fuchsa with an open base. But as you said, Rowland's really kind of got that lead. She's about a good 20 feet off the bag by the time it seems to get to the catcher.
And she's taking that running lead, and she's just putting on the brakes when that ball is caught and some attention is paid to her.
You don't want to get out, obviously, here at third if you're rolling, but if it gets anywhere off the catcher, she's going to be beelining it to third base.
In there for a strike, good pitch from Hoyland to even back up the count. And to the point of the weather, it was extremely windy but warm. The wind just cooled things off on Saturday. Then it was cold but no wind with a lot of cloud cover on Monday. Rained out yesterday, but now we've got a beautiful day. Grounded foul, 1-2.
And here's the thing right now. that I've liked so far what Hoyland's doing, elevating different pitches and also not being predictable with that off speed. If you time up the off speed with someone like Fuchs, she can hit that one a country mile. So if she can do a good job, I like what she's done so far on the at-bat.
1-2, popped up foul, left side. Will it stay in play? Yes, the catch will be made by the Anderson coming into foul territory from shortstop.
And the wind might have helped that one a little bit as it's blowing from the third base to right field. If it's the opposite, that one goes out of play, but Josh able to make it right in front of the Northern Cast dugout here. And the Jags one out away from getting out of a little bit of a pickle here in the first.
Yeah, runner on second base with nobody out as the runner Roland has stayed there for the last 2 at-bats with Rass striking out, looking in the Fuchs pop-up. Those are a couple really hard bats to get out, but Hoyland doing a nice job. Jansen Jordheim, the center fielder, takes high again for ball number 2 now. Another RBI opportunity with a runner in scoring position. Vikings unable to capitalize thus far. Hoyland just looking for one more out in this inning. Ground ball right side. That's going to get through, a base hit into right field and will score. The speedy Roland. She's in there with a feet first slide. Throw back to first. Dropped at first as they almost had Jordheim leaning off the bag. But that will tie things up here on the Bank North scoreboard at 1 apiece. On a 2-out base hit the other way from Jordheim.
A really nice piece of hitting for Jansen Jordheim. I was just going to say she hits the volleyball extremely hard, and she just hit the softball just as hard, able to get kind of a CNI single. She went the opposite way, didn't do much with the softball. You knew if it gets in the grass, Roland's coming in to score, so good piece of hitting there from the Vikings.
I'll bring up Avery Ammerman, the third baseman. Takes inside, throwback down to first from Fix, as she likes to be aggressive on the base pass, trying to pick runners off with a good back pick. Unable to get Jordheim at first that time, though.
Leadoff walks or leadoff hit by batters come back and haunt, and it did there. Hoyland was ever so close of getting out of the inning.
Ground ball to third. Murch makes the glove, the stretch at first made by Winterquist, and that will retire the side, but not before. Kindred-Richland is able to come back with a run of their own. We're tied 3-1 on the Bank North scoreboard on yourliveevent.com.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies, including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street at I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
The Vikings come back with a run of their own at the bottom of the first on 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left on base as Leah Roland comes around to score after a hit by pitch to lead off the bottom of the first, and now it will be Brooklyn Hoyland, the number 6 hitter, leading things off, followed by Avery Davidson and Macy Murch in the top of the second. First pitch in there for strike 1. Good drop ball to start things off from Cora Johnson. Down and inside, but not a terrible location there as the count evens at 1.
You'll live with those misses. You'd rather miss there than miss a little up in the zone here against these batters.
Now, these are dangerous bats here from Northern Cass. This is not your typical 6 seed at this point in the Region 1 tournament, as they took care of number 3 Hankinson in their first game. Fell to these Kindred-Richland Vikings earlier, but then rebounded against Enderlin and Hillsborough Central Valley. So that one's ticketed for the parking lot right there. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And it felt like coming into the tournament, it was the Vikings and Central Cass. That's what it kind of felt like. And then 3 through 6 was just put them in a blender and see what kind of happens throughout the season.
Outside fills the count.
And talking with some coaches throughout the year, they just said, you're never sure what you kind of get with Northern Cass. Kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team when you look at box scores this season, Josh.
Well, they've been on in this Region 1 tournament, and they've had the most games played of anyone. Shot back to the mound. Johnson to first. Low throw is dug out at first by Rath for the first out of the inning. I'll bring up Avery Davidson, has been swinging a hot bat. Davidson 7 for 15.
Northern Cass trying to make it to state for their second time in program history. They made it back in 2018. But there's been really good softball with Enderlin Maple Valley, or Enderlin being the first team to ever win the state softball title when it was sanctioned in Class B. And then Central Cass has pretty much done it every year with the Vikings outside of last season, where Beulah, the first team out west to finally win a softball title.
Cora Johnson, 1 strikeout in the first inning of Casey Fix, gets a strike back in to the zone now, 1-1 to Avery Davidson. Chopped back foul at the plate, 1-2.
That's the thing. It's been tough for the Hillsboroughs, for the Northern Casses of the world, to try to get through this region, because arguably you have a state title contender or two teams who can make a run at state bare minimum with the Vikings and the Squirrels every year here in this region.
Chopped to short. Throw on to first is going to be high. Did the play get made? Yes. Call at first is out indeed, as Colby Pennick is manning first base, makes the out call. So they'll go 6-3 on the putout of Davidson. So 2 up, 2 down. Now Macy Murch will come to the plate. Still looking for a hit in this tournament. She's walked a few times, but is hit at the bottom third of the order for the Jags.
So far in this inning, Josh, I like where Johnson's been pitching. Low in the zone, right at the knee. We've seen a couple of grounders kind of rolling over those respective pitches.
Right at the knee again right there as well. That one's fouled straight back, and she's quickly ahead in the count.
You can go inside, outside, and hit the knee. It shouldn't be tough for these Northern Cass batters. If trying to get that elevated, going to have to hit more line drives. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of things on the ground here today.
No balls, 2 strikes to Murch. That one misses. Fouled off, backing out of play, as we've got a tie game on the Bank North scoreboard. It is 1-1 right now. Both teams able to scratch across a run in their half of the first inning. 2 up, 2 down for the Jags in the top of the second. Cora Johnson's been doing a nice job mixing up locations. She misses low to the third baseman, Murch. One good pitch away from getting out of the inning, but delivers high this time. And what can be the strategy with going someone like Johnson on the mound instead of Danica Rath, your workhorse?
Tell you after the pitch. Or next inning.
Good call. There's a strikeout right there of Macy Murch. A 3 up, 3 down inning, as Johnson has proven why it's a pretty good decision to start her so far. Just one run across in a 3 up, 3 down inning in the top half of the second. To the bottom half we go, tied at 1 on the Bank North scoreboard on yourliveevent.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Your local Castleton agents, Scott Kramer and Tyler Wasleen, wish the Squirrels the best of luck this postseason.
Red River Valley Speedway, what a great place to let your heart race. Excitement second to none. Every Friday night you're gonna feel alright. Your destination for family fun.
Get ready for racing this Friday night at 7 at the Red River Valley Speedway. Family fun for everyone. This week it's Military Appreciation Night and First Responder Night. Sponsored by FM Drain Cleaning and Services, Leinenkugels, and Finley Motors. For details, log on to RedRiverValleySpeedway.com.
Welcome back to Progressive Ag Field in Hankinson as we got a 1-1 tie heading to the bottom of the second. And the broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. First pitch fouled off at the plate by Cora Johnson to begin the bottom half of the second inning. And again, going back to the top half of the inning, what can be the benefits of pitching Cora in this game over Danica Rath?
Yeah, the benefit is you're hoping and you have trust in Cora in the circle to have a quality game, and then you hope to get Danica Rath having an opportunity to square off with Central Cass. We've seen her already pitch really well against the Squirrels this season, and also not trying to wear down someone's arm, whether it's this week or possibly for later on in the season here, Josh. And also you give Cora an opportunity to pitch in a game like this moving forward, with Danica being a senior, so you got to have someone else getting these opportunities in postseason play.
Brooklyn Hoyland in the circle again, but falling behind 3-1 in the count now to her opposing mate in the circle in Cora Johnson, leading things off. Johnson, the sixth batter in the lineup for Kindred-Richland, and takes a strike in there to even to fill things up at a full 3-2 count. That's a decent off-speed delivery right there.
Really nice job by Hoyland, without question. Again, she's used the off-speed pretty good to her advantage so far here this afternoon.
Payoff pitch, grounded foul as the Central Cass bus pulls into right field. Squirrels will be ready to be in action in our 6 o'clock first pitch game coming up here on yourliveevent.com today. Hoyland is battled back in the count. 3-2 pitch, grounded to short. Anderson to first in time to beat the hustling Johnson to the bag. And that's a nice leadoff out there for Hoyland, not having traffic on the bases right away like the first.
Yeah, without question, get that first runner in, first batter out. Now you can just kind of try to settle in here in the second, like we saw Johnson do in her own right in the second inning when she was up in the circle for the Vikings.
Eliana Schmitz will step in. That's right-handed. The left fielder for the Vikes takes a strike. Off-speed pitch, and what's the benefit of being able to change up the first pitch type delivery right there and off-speed in there first?
Yeah, the one thing is you just can't sit on a pitch.
Here's another one, grounded right to Anderson at short. Another good stretch by Winterquist at first, and it's a back-to-back 6-3 putout.
Good job by Ari there, being aggressive, attacking that softball over at short. But the one thing is, if you're a batter the second time through the lineup, you might be sitting on an off-speed, and that's just the thing. How much do you really throw it if you're Hoyland so far in the circle? But what she has done well, Josh, is locating it so far here this afternoon.
She's been staying down in the zone for the most part as well, and inducing a few ground outs, as she's had a ground out to third to end that last inning, and then back-to-back ground outs to the shortstop, Anderson. Chopped foul at the plate by Brea Mauk, the second baseman for the Vikings. Anthony Meyer fires that one back into the circle for Hoyland as it's a 1-1 count. Hoyland looking to answer the 1-2-3 inning pitched by Cora Johnson with one of her own. This one's popped up, Fix with a diving catch, and she got it. An athletic play by Casey Fix coming out of the crouch, and it's all smiles over to the Jaguars dugout. We remain tied at 1 through 2 innings of play here at Progressive Ag Field in Hankinson, and it is 1-1 on the Bank North scoreboard on yourliveevent.com.
At Dakota Heritage Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic, and you don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay, services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhbanknd.com or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
And we've got ourselves a pitching change already here through 2 innings as Coach Sam Brandt is going to go to her ace in Danica Rath. 2 innings, 1 run given up by Cora Johnson. She will switch just a clean swap of pitcher and first base as Rath fires and wants to know where that one missed right there. But that one is ball number 1.
Danica Rath, a little more zip on the softball here, Josh, too, compared to what we saw with Johnson.
She induces a swinging strike of Addison Winterquist. And yeah, she does have that zip, but she also has some of the best off-speed stuff that you'll see in this tournament, that Bugs Bunny changeup type stuff. In there for strike number 2.
And also what it does for Sam Brandt, you see one pitcher the first time, and now the second time through the lineup, you throw Rath out there just to give them something a little different.
There is that off-speed. Holding up nicely was Winterquist. Winterquist is the 9-hitter for the Jaguars, so we'll flip back up to Lavig in the top of the order. Chopped under the glove of Rath, but she knocks it down and fires to first in time to get Winterquist for the first out. So 1 trip through the order, and the Vikings have surrendered just the 1 run. It was unearned after a throw got into center field from the catcher Fuchsa that scored Lavig from third. It was a stolen base attempt that induced that throw that no one really covered, so tough to hand out an error on that one, but it probably does go down as an unearned run. Lavig comes back up, and she walked in her first at bat. Was the runner that came around to score.
Reese Lavig here in this top of the lineup, as you alluded to, Josh, just what they've done in this tournament. This is where Northern Cass
pop up in the right center field gap, kind of in that Bermuda Triangle area, but the catch is made by the center fielder Jansen Jordheim, making the play for out number 2.
I was going back to, if you're Northern Cass, you want to get this top of the lineup up about 4 or 5 times, try to get them up 5 times here, but since the first inning between Johnson and now Rath, they've done a pretty good job minimizing any base runners here for the Jags.
Yeah, both pitchers, I guess now the 3 pitchers that have been in this game between Hoyland, Johnson for a couple innings, and now Rath have done a nice job throwing strikes in there, not giving up too many free passes, and it's been a well-controlled and pitched game to keep the score pretty low. Off-speed skips to the plate. And these are good hitters in this game right now, so it's just really good pitching that has been keeping some hitters off balance.
Yeah, a chance to make some history for both teams, too. Vikings trying to keep a streak going since 2013, outside of COVID year, obviously. But they've been able to make state every year since 2013. Northern Cass looking for their 2nd state tournament appearance ever in program history, and the first since 2018. With a win here today for the Jags.
1-2 pitch to Rust, hit well, right field, wind carrying it a little bit, and it's gonna land. Rust around second will hold up there as she will have a stand-up double with 2 outs.
And we'll put the ball in play, and the wind again is carrying it to right here, so the right fielder there for the Vikings just maybe was having to play the sun, had to play the wind a little bit. Rust able to get out of the box, hustling to second. Obviously, the Jags are hoping maybe she could get to third. Regardless, though, you get a runner in scoring position here against Rath.
And Emma Hovness at the plate smoked a single into center field in her first at bat. If she does that again, might be able to score a run this time. But that was a tough one in right field for Janet Tazarek. This ball swung on and missed. Now quickly 2 strikes to Hovness. Tazarek had that ball slicing away from her towards the right field line, aided by the wind and hindered by the sun.
Yeah, that one got close to the warning track, Josh, at the end.
Belted to second base, is going to skip. sticking with it and making the out. Brea Mauk doing a nice job, keeps the composure, and will end the inning right there. So we're through 2.5, tied at 1 on the Bank North scoreboard on yourliveevent.com.
As you're planting this spring, I thank you for planting Golden Harvest corn and soybeans on your farm. This is Tim Cazzette, your Golden Harvest seeds dealer. If you run short of seed, give me a call, 701-430-0877. I probably have some seed available to help you finish. Call me again, 701-430-0877, and we can discuss your options for Golden Harvest seeds on your farm. I wish all the area farmers and farm families a safe spring and a successful growing season.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Bottom third coming up on our Bank North scoreboard. Here as we'll flip things up to the top of the lineup after Janet Tazarek bats. It's the 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Vikings. We're able to muster across a run in the first, went down 1-2-3 in the second. So it'll be Tazarek, the right fielder, then Roland, the shortstop. Rath now pitching for Kindred-Richland, scheduled to bat. Brooklyn Hoyland still in the circle for the Jags. Good off-speed pitch right there to get strike one.
And she got that on the inner part of the plate. That's tough for a batter. If you're going to hit that one, Josh, you're probably going to, one, foul it off of your foot, or number two, it's a grounder probably to the third baseman.
Neither of those things are really fun as a hitter. Swung on again, and that might have been off-speed again, as Hoyland has really been able to locate the off-speed, something that not all pitchers can do at this level.
And she's been around the zone. She's been attacking the zone, and the other thing that she's done a good job of so far today, Josh, through 2 innings, she hasn't fallen behind to a lot of batters, and if she did, she gets that strike over to make it 1-1.
Well, there you go with the foul off the foot right there. Staying soft stuff to Zarek.
And if you're Tazarek right now, the right fielder, hey, you know what? You're down 0-2, foul some pitches off and see what the second time through the lineup you can do here for the Vikings.
Under the glove at third base of Macy Murch as it's an 0-2 single. That one didn't really quite get down below the knees on the 0-2 pitch, and timed up nicely by Tazarek. Will flip things up to the top of the order for Leah Rowland with a runner on.
And for Sam Brandt, you got everything in your tool chest now here for Leah Rowland. You can bunt, you can swing away. As a center fielder goes right into our camera here in left center for Northern Gas.
Ground ball through off the glove of Anderson at shortstop. Station to station on the bases. So we've now got first and second with a threat brewing as Rowland is able to sneak one into left field.
And now you got a really good batter here with Rath. The Vikings starting to time Hoyland up a little bit here after getting ahead 0-2. That Tazarek one was a very big base knock. You know, Leah Rowland wasn't going to waste too much time if she wasn't going to bunt, and I don't think we're going to see too much time wasted by Danica here either.
First pitch from Hoyland, waiting to get the sign she likes. She's got it. Bunt offered it, then pulled back, so it's ball one. But the small ball strategy will be on.
The kicker, though, is Josh, if you do commit a good bunt here for Rath, what do they do with Mackenzie Fuchsa with an open base next?
Yeah, Fuchsa, a very tough hitter, might have to pitch around. As Hoyland now is struggling to find the zone in the Rath at bat. Big inning for the Jaguars here, trying to stay in this one. Down the left field line is going to be foul.
That's the the old chess match, right? If you bunt, you have a good bunt, you move the runners over. But with a free bag and someone like Fuchs at the plate, you might have the intentional walk and take something out of the at-bat of Fuchs. Obviously, there's the Ammermans and the Jordheim still coming up. But you want to give one of your better hitters a chance to drive runs in and not leave an open base, possibly at first.
Definitely. 2 balls and a strike. Skips, blocked by Fix. Holds the runners right there. Does a nice job not allowing some free feet on the bases. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Infield fly rule is called, and that is a huge out right there for Brooklyn Hoyland, getting the pop out of Danica Rath to shortstop. And that'll bring up Fuchsa.
She'll try to do the same one here against McKenzie. Probably don't want to leave something on the extension on the outer part of the plate. Probably want to come on the inner part with that softball here, Josh, with Fuchsa.
Yeah, she definitely has that light tower power. She'll be swinging away here. Takes high for ball 1.
Well, the best chance for the Vikings, obviously they had 2 outs there in the first inning, able to bring them in with Jordheim, but since then, Josh, this is the best chance after a really nice second there for Hoyland.
Looking to keep the runners where they're at in the Fuchsa at bat. This one is flied down the left field line, coming in charging, and the catch is made in left field by Rose Gellner. Nice play right there. Does keep the runners right where they're at, and got in on the kitchen just a little bit on Fuchsa and induces the fly out to left.
If you can miss on the inner part, it's going to go as a good thing. You miss on the outer part, that's extension. The ball's going to go somewhere a very long distance. And now Jordheim, as you alluded to earlier, Josh, similar situation as what she found herself up in the first inning with 2 outs here.
Jordheim singled in her first plate appearance. Takes a high strike to begin at bat number 2.
And give credit to Casey Fix. There's been a couple that were in the dirt there with Tazarek at second. She couldn't go to third because Fix kept the ball in front of her a couple of times in this inning.
Ground ball off the glove at short and third will fill the bases now. A well-struck ball in that third and short hole. Knocked down by Murch, knocked down by Anderson. This will be a big at-bat coming up for Avery Ammerman, the third baseman.
If you're Northern Cass, you got to realize no matter where the ball is, you have a force out at any part of the infield here. Well, if you're the Vikings, you're hoping Avery can put one out in the outfield and see if you can bring not one but possibly 2 runners in with Rowland with some good speed at second base.
Huge at bat. Hoyland trying to get out of the inning, but Ammerman trying to do damage. First pitch strike is in there. Good start for Brooklyn, able to locate off speed for strike number 1. Taken just high. Again, off speed. Do you start to sit on that? Usually it's the other way around. You stay on the hard stuff and then adjust to the off speed, but do you try to sit that maybe?
You would sit. I think the off speed is a little more break that we've seen to it here with Hoyland.
Chop back to the circle. Hoyland to first and gets out of a huge jam. Strands the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 4th, still tied at 1.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
And And welcome back to Progressive Ag Field. Josh Boyka with you here on the call alongside Chase Miller as we go to the 4th inning. And Casey Fix, after a solid defensive last couple innings, will be coming to the plate now, looking to do some damage and get a leadoff runner going for the Jaguars.
And if Fix can just put the ball in play here against Danica Rath, the one thing with Danica, though, that I really like, she's got a little zip to that fastball, if you will, and she is doing a good job locating it so far here on for her 2nd inning of work here, Josh.
Yeah, ace material for sure in the circle right now. Missing outside now to Fix 1-1, and candidate for the RDK Enterprises precision play of the game, Casey Fix's diving catch in front of home plate, a play you don't often see as she tomahawks this one to center field, backing up the center fielder. This ball is back, and it is gone! Casey Fix on a ball up near her eyes. She saw it well and parks this one in center field. A home run to give Northern Cass the lead 2-1.
That's one where the wind blowing out to left field, I think, helped carry that one from left center to center here, Josh. Also, another 10 feet left. Our camera in center field probably would be hit right now. We might have to thank Casey for that later, so thankfully she didn't hit it to true left center. But when she got a hold of it, you thought, okay, that's got a chance to get over the center fielder's head, but then it kept drifting and drifting, and I think the wind helped carry it just over the wall.
Yeah, initially I didn't think that had the legs to get out of here. But then you started seeing Jordan in center field just in a dead turn, and that's when you thought, okay, this might have a chance to get out. It does, and Casey Fix continues to be on a tear as she leads off with a home run off of Danica Rath in the 4th inning. That is huge stuff. Northern Cass is here to play today. Ground ball to short. Throw over to first is in time from Roland for the first out of the inning as Anderson is retired.
That's a big out by Roland there, right? You get something good brewing on the Vikings side after the home run. But I got to tell you what, a year ago, Hillsborough Central Valley, Central Cass, it says a lot of the similar makings with the lower seed against the higher seed right now as we're in the 4th inning.
Ground ball up the middle, Roland again. Textbook play at short, fires across. And another quick out as Hoyland also goes down, grounding to short, and I'll bring up Avery Davidson. So we've had 3 quick at-bats right here. Casey Fix, that ball was not a strike. It was high, but she was able to tomahawk this out and then a couple ground outs to short.
I think with Danica Rath, you mentioned about what do you sit on as a batter.
Chop to second. Play over to first is in time, and we'll come back, hold the thought, but Davidson goes 4-3 on the putout, so we'll head to the bottom half of the 4th, but Northern Cass strikes for a 2nd run on a Casey Fix homer on yourliveevent.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Bottom of the 4th coming up, Brooklyn Hoyland for the 2nd time will take the circle with a 1-run advantage, this time courtesy of Casey Fix. And that home run to lead off the 4th, and what a blast that was. A little bit aided by the wind perhaps, but she got a hold of one that was up in her eyes and did not miss it.
The one thing we were talking about there, Josh, with Danica Rath, if there's something to sit on, you were talking about earlier with Cora Johnson or with Hoyland, what do you sit on? Well, with Danica, you might sit on a more of a fast pitch, if you will, and we saw 3 grounders from it, but Fix was able to hit one to left center for that home run. I don't think you want to sit on that changeup, though, because she doesn't throw it often, so if you're going to sit there, you're going to find yourself 0-2 pretty quickly.
Belted to left field. That's a leadoff base hit for the Vikings, courtesy of Cora Johnson.
We would say in basketball, who needs a shot clock? I think we're going to say in softball, who needs a pitch count or even a time pitch? We don't have that in high school. But these girls from I don't know what's in the 4th inning, Josh. They don't want to take a pitch. They want to come up and swing the bat.
Yeah, they're ready to play, and they look like the 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns right about now. That's about how long these at-bats are taking. Here's another first pitch outcome for an at-bat. Hoyland throws to first. It's going to get away. Runner will be waved in from third. No throw. Now to second base. Oh, they did not make a throw to second. But a run will come across to tie things back up on an error as Hoyland fielded the bunt and threw wide of Winterquist at first base. So that's going to get Schmitz over to second and Cora Johnson in the dugout after scoring.
Yeah, you had Reese Lavig covering there after Winterquist was coming down. And Reese tried to stretch, but as she stretched across, it just went a little bit too far out. And they're going to talk to the officials here, the umpires, just to see if there was maybe any runner interference or anything of that nature to maybe move the runner back to first or anything of that nature. But, again, put the ball in play. And when you're able to put the ball in play, Josh, good things are going to happen. And when you do that, it was the right play by Hoyland. It just was a little too far over Reese Lavig covering there at second. And if you're the Vikings, you can calmly, collectively take a breath after the Casey Fix homer, and now it's back to really a even ball game here in the fourth.
Yeah, and even more so, it maybe even leaning in the Vikings' direction now with a runner in scoring position, nobody out. That's a huge error that's going to change the outcome of this game, perhaps. Another bunt attempt will roll foul as it's Brea Mauk at the plate.
See how Hoyland, she got out of a jam last inning with bases loaded, and this is even a little bit larger now. Yeah, run comes in. It's not a earned run, but you have the go-ahead and potentially game-winning run standing 120 feet away.
No balls and a strike to Mauk. Takes one in there. Able to get back ahead now, so the control still seems to be there, and that really hasn't been an issue for Hoyland much. Sam Brandt coaching up what she wants to see from Brea Mauk at the plate, trying to maybe get this runner over here at least with nobody out and get her to third. Nubbed foul to the on-deck hitter in Tazarek.
You know, Brea, if you can, as you alluded to, shoot something on the right side, whether it's a fly ball, have the wind carry it, something on the ground, move that runner over with 2 strikes here and try to get that productive out.
Swung on and missed, so a strikeout of Mauk as Hoyland comes back with a strong at-bat.
And I've liked the off-speed by Hoyland, and that really has a big break. And she's done a good job locating with that off-speed where she's had a little bit of a run to with her, a little bit of a fastball, if you will, here. Not so much of a rise ball. It's kind of more down in the zone that we've seen so far here today.
9-hole hitter in Tazarek comes to the plate showing bunt. They're going to have Fix run this ball back out to the circle with a huge secondary lead from Schmitz at second.
And what we saw there, the corner infielders are coming in. The middle infielders are playing first and third, which means that runner at second, unless the center fielder comes down, she can get a big, big lead here, Josh.
Yes, definitely, and we'll probably see bunt shown here again by Tazarek. Nope, not that time. Down and away, taken for a ball. And Tazarek is 1 for 1, but maybe a little bit of a benefit that you've got the bottom of the lineup here for Hoyland. She's going to have to face this top half of the order, top third, coming up if she is unable to retire to Zarek. But there is only 1 out, so Roland will be scheduled to hit, barring a unconventional double play. 2 balls and a strike. Through the hole in the left side, it's a base hit. Now they're going to send the runner. They got a pickle here. So they've got the runner held up between third and home, and it gets away, and everybody will be safe. Schmitz slammed on the brakes halfway to home. I thought she was going to make it, but got herself in a little bit of a pickle, but she got out of it.
And a very fortunate there for the Vikings, Josh, to score that run, because like you said, Schmitz was about, 30, 40 feet past third base where she stopped.
No man's land.
And it allowed the number 9 batter, Tazarek, to get into scoring position. That was the main thing, at least, bare minimum there. But for the Vikings, you almost gave a free out on the base pass here in the 4th.
Yeah, that's especially one trying to go from third to home with less than 2 outs. That's not an out that you ever want to make. as Roland now takes a strike, but the lead comes back to Kindred-Richland, and those are the plays right there, unearned runs in a huge game like this that can really tilt the momentum.
Well, and going back to it, the number 9 batter for the Vikings in Tazarek has been the difference so far in her 2 at-bats. 2 singles, able to get on, able to move runners, and on that one, able to bring the runner in on that particular jam, even though Northern Cass nearly got out of it if that doesn't go off the glove at that particular time. But the number 9 batter has done a good job of table setting here for the top of the Vikings lineup.
Yeah, 2 errors in this inning right now. 1 in the rundown. Ground ball into center field, a base hit. Tazarek will be waved around and score, and he'll make it 4-2. 3rd hit of the inning. This one for Roland into center. That'll bring up Rath.
Good job by Roland. She saw the off speed, and as she came through, the ball stopped for a moment, Josh, kind of reloaded and able to hit that one bike right back up the middle. Textbook hitting there by Roland.
Absolutely, and that will draw a trip to the mound from Anthony Meyer, and we will step aside and take a break as well. 4-2 on the Bank North scoreboard.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
A trip to the circle from Anthony Meyer as Danica Rath squares to bunt. Roland going down to second will be safe with a stolen base. So small ball again being attempted, but Roland is able to get in there without the bunt.
And this is the thing that the Vikings can do. If they get a runner on, they're not going to be afraid to take the extra 60 feet. And if you're Northern Cass right now, it's about minimizing the damage here to just these couple of runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Already a 3-spot put up in this inning from Kindred-Richland, but 2 errors. Hoyland threw one away on a bunt play into right field, and then a dropped rundown play allowed a run to come home. Nice block by Fix, throw down to third, but Roland's going to be in there off the glove. And now here comes the runner, Roland. She'll come in there safely, so another ball deflecting off a glove in the Jaguars' defense will allow Leah Roland to come around and score the 4th run of the inning for the Vikings.
It's just tough right there if you're Northern Cass. This game is starting to slip away a little bit. If you're the Vikings, you've been waiting for an inning like this. You've been waiting for a cricket number against Northern Cass, and you got it here. And sometimes with these couple of runs, adding insurance, that can be just enough for a really good quality pitcher like Danica Rath in the circle.
To third and just foul. Call made at home plate. 2 strikes now in the Rath at bat, as Hoyland is trying to get out of this nightmarish inning for the Jaguars, just down 3. But they were up 1 coming into this bottom half of the inning after the Casey Fix home run. Jam shot, that's going to be foul. Just over the outstretched glove at third base of Macy Murch.
For Northern Cass, try to get one quick out. Like we said, after the Fix homer, Roland was able to get a ground out. Immediately you got a second out, and you just kind of collected your breath for the Vikings. We haven't seen that here for Northern Cass after giving up these runs.
To left center field, that's going to die in front of Rust for a 2-out single. So Danica Rath battles back in her at-bat. She will be the 4th player to single in this at-bat, in this half inning.
And Northern Cass has got to feel like you're letting the game get away because of self-inflicted wounds with a couple of errors that you've seen here in this inning too. And I give credit to the Vikings. If you're going to give a team an extra out or two, you got to make them earn it. You got to make them hurt a little bit, and that's what the Vikings have been able to do so far for Kindred-Richland.
Yeah, big at-bat, big hitter coming up in Mackenzie Fuchsa. Batting third in the lineup. Squares to bunt, though, and fouls this one back. There is just 1 out on the scoreboard right now, so that bunt still in play. Not often you see the 3-hitter be asked to lay down that bunt, but we have seen that here in the Region 1 tournament for softball, a little bit more common. Jam shot center field, that probably will fall, and it will. Station to station, as it's a good read at first base there from Rath, getting into second base just ahead of the throw.
Let's see if Mackenzie Fuchs has a courtesy runner. It looks like Josh, number 5, coming on here for the Vikings to speed up the game. Again, very similar to baseball. If you have a lot of times a pitcher or a catcher running, you'll bring someone out in courtesy run.
Yeah, Sierra Nipstad is going to be the runner. The 8th grader will come in and be the trail runner on the bases with 1 out. Brooklyn Hoyland has not been able to retire any of the last 4 batters. 6 of 7 have reached, 4 have come to score. Still just 1 out and runners on base. Chopped foul by Jordheim at the plate. This is the inning that the Vikings were looking to have to kind of put this one away. It's not put away by any means yet, but this is a huge momentum swinging inning in favor of the Vikings, especially after the Jaguars thought they had something with that home run from Fix. This ball's hit to center field. Rust is able to make the catch. The front runner will tag as Rath gets to second base on another good read on the base paths.
Yeah, Russ did a good job, able to kind of shading a little bit into right center, able to get to center, make the out, and now all of a sudden, if you're Northern Cache, trying to get Ammerman out here with runners in scoring position and see what you can do with the bats in the top half. For the Vikings, well, how much farther can you stretch this one out with another good hitter coming to the plate?
And now 2 outs on the Bank North scoreboard with runners at the corners. Runner goes, throw just comes back in to Hoyland. Big 2-out hit is what the Vikings are looking for from Ammerman. Grounded to the pitcher sharply in her second at-bat. She grounded to third in her first at-bat. Struck well through the hole left side, base hit. 1 run is in, it goes under the glove of Gellner and left, and both runs will score. To third base goes Ammerman. It's a 2-out single, and then advancing to third on another error from Northern Cass in the 4th.
And now 7-2, and this game is not so much out of hand, but it's gotten away a little bit here from Northern Cass in this inning. And as you alluded to, Josh, another error is what costed there. Even if Gellner does clean that one fieldly, I'm not sure with 2 outs and the runner in motion if that was going to allow possibly a throw at the plate. But once it got by her glove, that was easy, no doubt about it. 2 runs coming in there for the Vikings.
Yeah, the trail runner there had a later break, as that was the courtesy runner for Fuchs. So that was Nipstad getting a late break. So there would have been maybe a little bit of a chance, but Gellner just never got the glove down. So it's a 5-run game, 6 runs in for Kindred-Richland in this 4th inning. Runner at third now is Ammerman. Second at bat of the inning for Cora Johnson. Singled and scored in her first trip through. Two balls and a strike. Grounded to right field, a base hit. And that will score another run, so an RBI single for Cora Johnson is 2 for 2 this inning.
Good job. Nice piece of hitting by Cora, just taking the softball the other way, Josh, and kind of keeps the line moving, as you alluded to, here for the Vikings. Crazy to think that it was 2-1 going in this inning with how we've seen the Vikings just kind of keep batter after batter coming to the plate.
Popped up. We'll see Fix with another opportunity. Could not get to this one. Made a diving play earlier in the game that helped it stay low scoring, but this inning has gotten out of hand with 7 across the plate now and multiple errors. Eliana Schmitz laid down that bunt early in the inning that was thrown away into right field. There's a throwback to first base from Fix, trying to pick off the runner Johnson. Swung on and missed again. Throw down to second base. They might have a play, but the throw came up a little bit short of the bag. So it'll be a stolen base now for Johnson, moving to second.
Johnson was close of her heel, nearly getting tagged there on the follow-through, if you will, by Ray Slavik, because the ball definitely beat the runner, but by the time Slavik was in front of the base, had to come back and swipe, Josh. That nearly got Johnson.
Yeah, very close at second base, but the inning continues. Pop up on the infield. Hoyland wants it and reaches up into the clear blue sky and makes the catch. But not before 7 runs come across for the Vikings. To the top of the 5th we go. The Vikings now in control of this game, 6 runs up on the Bank North scoreboard.
At Thompson Public Schools, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit their website, tps-k12.org, for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and more. Follow them on social media and share in Tommy Pride with student updates and events with Thompson Public Schools. Thompson Public Schools thanks all students, staff, parents, alumni, and community members for their continued support. Good luck to the Tommies. Learn more at tps-k12.org.
And welcome back to the Region 1 Softball Tournament State Qualifier matchup between the Northern Cass Jaguars and the Kindred-Richland Vikings, as the Vikings pull out a 7-run inning, and this is going to be our our Red River Valley Fair in-game update, as the Red River Valley Fair will have 3 dates on weekends and then multiple dates coming to West Fargo this summer. It's a great time out there, so get your tickets at redrivervalleyfair.com, and there will be performers like Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, Young Gravy, Ludacris, and Skillet in Week 2. Week 3, Blake Shelton, Riley Green. And you can find out more information at redrivervalleyfair.com. This ball is smoked out to left center field, and that's going to be off the fence, and a sliding double for Macy Murch with one of her first hits of this tournament, and it's a well-timed hit, trying to give some life to the Northern Cass dugout.
And that's what you need if you're Northern Cass. You need something positive after giving up those 7 runs. And, hey, right now you also don't want to worry about the 10-run rule potentially if you don't score any runs here, if the Vikings would play 4 in the bottom half. So anything positive right now for Northern Cass is what they're looking for, Josh, and that's a ringing double.
Winterquist, the first baseman, steps in. Takes high for ball number 1. That was about that pitch that Fix was able to tomahawk out of there to center field. Murch was able to get a hold of one at the top of this inning. Scored a bunt, pulls back and misses. Sam Brandt throws her hands up, asks, is that a strike? And Rath was also wondering where that one missed, but it is now a 2-0 count with Winterquist. Chopped foul at the plate. Ended up in play, but it was off of home plate. So runner Murch will go back to second.
And if it hits the batter, but if she's still in the batter's box, then it's immediately foul. That was close there for Winterquist, but it was exactly what you alluded to, Josh.
By the bat of Winterquist, 2 balls, 2 strikes after a couple failed bunt attempts. Evens up the count.
That is going to be fun to watch next season, too, when it comes to high school basketball. A junior that played a lot of minutes for then head coach D.C. Lucas, who stepped down after the season.
Just missed again. And now a full count. Rath has been around the strike zone. Couple close calls not going her way in this at bat. See if Winterquist can take advantage. Line drive over the glove at second base of Brea Mauk, and that will get runners to the corners with a strong throw coming back in from right and Janet Tazarek. But now here come back the Jaguars with runners at the corners and nobody out.
And the 2 hits, Josh, were really good hits. Those were barreled up against Danica Rath right now. So if you're Northern Cass, try to do what the Vikings did in the bottom half of the 4th. Just keep the line moving. If you're going to have an out, make a productive out, move runners up a little bit, and see if you can start chomping into this 6-run deficit.
And the strength of this Jaguars team is the bats. They do have a good pitcher in Hoyland, but the defense has let them down just a little bit in this game, but the Bats are trying to make this comeback happen right here, and that's the bottom 2 hitters in the order right there, falling behind in counts, but still able to find their way on base, both with sharp knocks. First pitch strike in there to the number 1 hitter, Lavig.
And you do it exactly what you said, right? Table setters for what the lineup is for Northern Cass.
No balls and a strike. Addison Rust on deck with a double in her last at bat. Throw down to third base to try and pick off Murch. She's back in there as the ball rolls away. So the stolen base from Winterquist gets runners to second and third. Nobody out, making this at bat from Lavig that much more important. Top third of the order coming to the plate now. Lavig, Rust, and Hovness all have recorded at some point gotten on base, but there is Danica Rath coming back with that changeup. A called strike 3 sends a frustrated Lavig back to the dugout.
Tough one there if you're Reese, right? You want to put something in play, at least put something on the ground and see if you can get that runner to come in from third. But Josh, you called it the Bugs Bunny changeup or soft speed, and we've seen it a couple times here, and Rath has located it really well.
Just missed with it that time, and if you're not looking for that pitch, you're not hitting that pitch. Rust fouls this one back. Good cut right there. She was right on that one.
And big part here for Danica Rath. 2 runs come across from Northern Cass. If you're a Jags fan, you start feeling pretty good about yourself where you're at. Try to see what you can do to minimize any damage in the bottom half. Well, on the other side here, if you're Rath and you can get out of this inning without giving up any runs, that could be an early nail in the coffin, if you will. They just kind of can be demoralizing for the opposite team.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Up the middle, and diving stop by Rowland, throws to first. Safe, out of the glove, throw to the plate. Also in there safely comes Winterquist, and it scores 2. Life in the dugout of Northern Cass as they are able to play 2 runs in this inning and still just 1 out. A nice job right there from Rust. She waited back on that off-speed pitch, saw it coming just in time, and was able to poke that up the middle. A nice stop by Rowland, but still plated 2.
Yeah, you can't fault the throw there by Rowland. Just better hustle by Rust, and once that got out of the glove of Johnson, credit the secondary runner coming and hustling the entire way, Josh, to get that second run across here instead of having runners at the corners right now.
Yeah, the hustle of Winterquist paid off right there and plated that secondary run. Ground ball to short. They will get 1 as Rowland just rolled it over to second base right there. Do you still go 6-4 on that put out?
I think you still go 6-4. It did hit Rowland regardless. She elegantly nudged it, Josh, the right way. If it goes the other way, well, all of a sudden we're talking about an error. But instead, you get it across 6-4. You get the lead runner out there for Northern Cass.
I'll bring up Casey Fix after that fielder's choice. Fix homered in her last at bat over the center field wall. Has a runner on first for this at bat. Chops one. Rowland's busy this inning. She'll go the long way to first in time to retire Fix. So Northern Cass is able to get a couple more back and kind of get away from those 10-run rule thoughts. But we go to the bottom of the 5th. Kindred-Richland still up by 4 on the Bank North scoreboard on yourliveevent.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Welcome back to Progressive Ag Field. Josh Boyko with you here alongside Chase Miller in the state qualifier game for the Region 1 softball tournament here between the Northern Cass Jaguars and the Kindred-Richland Vikings. It's been an adventure on the Bank North scoreboard as both teams put up one run in the opening inning, went scoreless in the second and third. A Casey Fix home run made it 2-1 in favor of Northern Cass, but then 7 runs come across the plate in the bottom of the fourth inning for Kindred-Richland. That made it an 8-2 ball game. Northern Cass strikes back with 2 more in the top of the fifth, so keeping things interesting here in this state qualifier match. Brea Mauk batting first for the Vikings to lead off the bottom half of the fifth. She's ahead 2-0 in the count. That is going to be hit by pitch.
Came in on the elbow there, just got enough to graze the elbow. Heard a little bit of it from where we are to home plate here at Progressive Ag Field, but regardless, the Vikings, what they've done for the most part, Josh, against Hoyland, they put base runners on, throughout this game and force Northern Cass to see if they can maybe throw some runners out.
Janet Tazarek, the right fielder, squares to bunt, fouls it back. A lot of bunt attempts in this game, trying to manufacture runs however possible.
And again, the number 9 batter here in this lineup, Jana's done a really nice job today, especially falling behind in some counts, Josh, on like 0-2, 1-2 pitches and getting on board still, even though she was looking to bunt the first time around, as we saw here.
She squares again. Nearly threw the bat on that one, but it was going foul anyway. You can't use the bat to keep that in fair territory, Jana. I'm sorry.
Nearly was playing, if you want to say slam ball, mini golf, something that kind of pinballs around. Maybe bowling with the sides up a little bit here with the bumpers.
No balls, 2 strikes now to Tazarek, and swings through that one. Fix is able to keep it out of the dirt as that was a low pitch. Caught third strike will be an out. And Sam Brandt is asking if that ball made it to the ground right there.
And they're going to ask here possibly too, was it maybe a foul tip, right? It didn't go in the catcher's glove. Fix if it was a foul tip that hit the ground on that one. You get Jana back up to the plate.
Might as well ask if you're Sam Brandt.
Question again between the umpire and crew, if it's going to be definitive enough. I think the answer is no for that one as we head back to the top of the lineup.
Yeah, it looked like Fix was able to keep that one out of the ground from our vantage point. Back to the top of the order, Leah Rowland comes up after the Tazarek strikeout. She's been on base 3 times, got hit by a pitch, and then singled in the third and the fourth.
And a reminder still to come this week on YourLiveEvent.com. Obviously, after the conclusion of this one, we'll have the championship game where Central Cass awaits, and then EDC softball tournament later on this weekend, scheduled to be at Mickelson Field Friday and Saturday in Fargo, barring Mother Nature. And then a big subsection track meet, which you'll be a part of tomorrow, Josh, on the Minnesota side in Ada. So still very busy, and some graduations on Saturday as well.
Ground ball to third off the glove of Mert as she took a stab at that one, never really got in front of it. So Roland will reach again for the 4th consecutive time.
Not sure even if Merch makes a clean glove on that one, if you're going to be able to throw out Roland on that one, Josh.
She's got speed to burn right there, and she was probably going to be safe anyway. Danica Rath comes up now, is 1 for 3. A looking strikeout, a fly out to short, and a single in her last at bat. Came around to score on that 7-run inning. Popped up on the infield. Merch makes the catch for the out. Hoyland yields to her third baseman, Macy Merch. After the last play deflected off of Merch's glove. Able to squeeze that one for out number 2.
Well, we've seen this before. Fuchs are coming up with runners on.
A single in her last at bat. taking off the plate for ball 1 this time. She's 1 for 3 on the afternoon, but does have a 2-run homer already in this tournament. Not very far away from where our left center field camera sits.
Would you call that the danger zone? Because Fix hit one about 10 feet to the right of that earlier today.
That's where pretty much every home run in this tournament has gone. Coincidence? I think not. The only home run that has not gone to the left side of the diamond was the Paige Wixow opposite field grand slam that she hit earlier in this tournament. That was just straightaway right, but we've seen the most straight one was the Fix homer to center, not far from the camera, but then everything else has been yanked near that Progressive Ag Field scoreboard. It's a 3-1 count to a dangerous hitter in Fuchsa, with Jansen Jordheim awaiting on deck in the cleanup spot. That ball is yanked onto the field right next to us where Central Cass is warming up. That's called getting the barrel out in front right there.
She hit almost the first base on the opposite softball diamond. That's how far she got out in front, Josh.
Yanked foul again, and we saw this play out on Monday against Central Cass in that nail-biter of a game. It was a scoreless tie through 5 innings, but the first 2 times that Fuchsa came up, she saw a total of 23 pitches, and Whitney Mitchell to that point had only thrown 44. So over half of the pitches seen by one batter in Fuchsa, as she takes ball 4 and will trot down to first base. But she fouled off in that 14 pitch at bat. 10 of them went right up the third base line. All of them were to the pole side.
As it looks like Nipsted's coming back on for Fuchsa here to courtesy run, but that's the thing, right? Mackenzie, what she does, if she does get out at different particular times of the game, Josh, she doesn't really give up any easy at bats, if you will. There's nothing where she falls behind 0-2 and then she just swings on and something out of the zone. I mean, she puts a quality at bat together. It seems really consistently when she comes up for the Vikings.
Yeah, professional at bats there from Fuchsa is what you're going to get. And now it's Jordheim, the center fielder. She bat leadoff earlier in this tournament, but we see Leah Rowland taking that spot, and Jordheim to the cleanup spot, and she's got the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th. Grand slam right here would do it.
Make it interesting. Get 2 runs closer. That is.
That's right. That's right.
Those 2 runs, though, to what you're saying earlier, right? Those 2 runs in the top half of the 5th. Otherwise, yeah, a grand slam would do it in terms of finishing off the game, in terms of what Northern Cass was able to do earlier.
Look at me trying to do math in the off season right here. We're not in school right now in college, so.
I'm not in school for some of these high schools either this week,
yeah.
Josh, or even last week already.
A ball and 2 strikes to Jordheim. Oh, just missed right there. That one was down. Fix asking for the location of that pitch, as we've seen a couple times asked for by these catchers. Nubbed up the first base line, picked up in fair territory, called by the home plate umpire, so that will retire the side, but the bases are stranded loaded, so no runs come across. So a shutdown inning from Hoyland, able to prevent anything else from happening. 8-4 on the Bank North scoreboard, going to the 6th.
Meet Blake, the messiest 4-year-old on the planet. He's no ordinary durability tester. Meet SmartStrand, no ordinary carpet. With all pet protection, it's the softest, most durable, easiest to clean carpet on the planet. When Blake's barn got a comfy makeover, SmartStrand came clean, even went up against a 2-ton rhino. Made to withstand all walks of life. Ask for SmartStrand, rhino tested, rhino approved.
Available at Carpet World, carpetworldfargo.com.
If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, Maddox, Page, and Castleton. Or visit our website, www.onstedlaw.com.
Ariana Anderson batting first in the top of the 6th inning for the Jaguars, needing a couple runs to make this a little bit more interesting. Pitch missing high from Rath. 1-1 count in a battle of the tens. Anderson to left, a fair ball. Rounding first, she's going to try to make it into second, but now she is in the rundown. Can she get back to first? They're going to trap her there. She's going to try to make it a second, and the out is recorded. So the Vikings able to execute the rundown to perfection right there, forcing out Anderson at second base. A huge turn of events right there.
Yeah, that would have been a leadoff single, right? You start getting things going once you get to the top of the 6th inning here. Instead, you get an out, and those are precious outs right now, Josh.
Yeah, don't have a lot of outs to be given away. Hoyland will now bat with the bases empty. That one's off the first baseman, and Cora Johnson knocks that one down. Now playing first after pitching 2 innings and giving up 1 run. Able to stick with it and record a quick second out. So that changes the complexion of this inning pretty quickly now that it's 2 up and 2 down.
And sometimes as the first baseman there, particularly when there's nobody on.
Roland from the hole at short makes the play over to first, and Davidson is out. So a very quick and tidy 3 up, 3 down inning after the single to left and the throw out at second base. We go to the bottom of the 6th on the Bank North scoreboard with the Kindred-Richland Vikings up 4.
The Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts congratulate the seniors on your success and wish you well in your future endeavors. They encourage you to step into your future, secure in the knowledge that this world needs you and the unique, inspiring gifts that only you can give. Best wishes go with you graduates as you prepare for the greater challenges ahead in a world of new possibilities. Congratulations, graduates, from the administration and staff of the Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts. To all students, parents, and families of the Hillsborough and Central Valley Schools, thank you for a great year.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 109 Main Street in Hunter.
Avery Ammerman will lead things off in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Vikings as they put together a 0 in the top half of the inning and will look to extend the lead in the bottom of the 6th. Already up 4 runs thanks to a 7-run 4th inning is the deciding factor in this game so far. Brooklyn Hoyland still battling out there in the circle. Done a valiant effort, has thrown a lot of strikes today, but the defense has not always been there to back her up. 2 balls and a strike now to the leadoff hitter Ammerman.
Oh, and Northern Cass has done a really good job, a good start to the game. Just so far, it's been that 1 inning that's really been the difference maker so far, Josh, on that Bank North scoreboard.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, they came to play today. And those first 3 innings, definitely 3.5 even, when they had the lead 2-1, definitely showed that they were here to compete against a really good Vikings team. And just that 1 inning got out of hand, but we are not done here. Fouled out of play, it's 3-2 to the third baseman Ammerman.
But the one thing that I will say moving forward, if this game does hold true, can the Vikings finally nip the Squirrels later today? Because if they can get to the Region 1 title, they played a couple of close games with Central Cass. On the other side, Squirrels did lose early in the season to the Jakes.
Yeah, the closest of those games between the Squirrels and the Vikings coming on Monday in a game where that clinched a spot at state for the Squirrels. That was a nail-biter of a game. Scoreless through 5. Whitney Mitchell Danica Rath just going toe-to-toe in that game. It was so fun to watch those teams, but a late 2-run bottom of the 6th comeback for the Squirrels helped them prevail 2-1.
Northern Cass is kind of saying, hey, we understand where we're at right now, but we don't want to hear that right now from a Jags perspective. The one thing Northern Cass needs to do, though, Josh, got to keep it to 4. You do not want to get this up to 5. You want one swing of the bat to still have a chance to tie you up the game.
Yeah, Danica Rath, a hard pitcher to mount multiple runs against an inning. Just hard to lump a rally together of that magnitude. So already got their work cut out for them, but trying to keep it at 4, and that's a little bit more doable. Cora Johnson to bat, had 2 hits in that 4th inning. She's got another one here that's going to get all the way to the fence, and they're going to wave around Ammerman, and Lavig will not throw home. There is an RBI double smoked to right center field by Cora Johnson for her 3rd hit of the day.
That sounded good, by the way, on that particular hit. That just sounded really good, and as we alluded to, try not to give up too many more runs. Well, now all of a sudden able to do that here. I think we're going to get a pinch hitter upcoming here for the Vikings now as well. But really good piece of hitting by Johnson after starting in the circle, able to come on, good swing, hit it to right center field, and Avery had to go the long distance there, Josh, first to home, but that's a large insurance run here for the Vikings.
Lauren Schleiman will come to the plate. Schleiman was a pinch hitter earlier in this Region 1 tournament. Not listed on our roster here, but it is Lauren Schleiman at the plate. 9-4 advantage for Kindred-Richland. We'll see if maybe a bunt is coming. And there's a straight swing right there from Schleiman. The runner at second is Cora Johnson. Out in front of that pitch right there. Quickly 2 strikes to the pinch hitter Schleiman.
I'll see what Lauren can do, falling behind 0-2 in the count. Hoyland obviously looking for another strikeout on her night.
And she's going to get it. 3 pitches and down goes Schleiman, the pinch hitter that was in for Eliana Schmitz. Now it'll be Brea Malk batting.
Brea Malk, part of the Shield Softball All-Star Series with Avery Ammerman. And also in there is Danica Rath, as nominated on by the coaches. We will have that for you the first Monday and Tuesday in June. Josh and myself and Joey Hughes will be making our way to Bismarck and Castleton for the Shield Softball All-Star Series.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. That was fun to cover in the year prior with the mini games that they do in between, but also just some competitive games between the East and the West.
A lot of flavor in Class B on the Eastern roster this year.
No balls, 2 strikes to Malk, and just barely does stay alive as she cues one with a lot of spin over to her teammate Tazarek in the on-deck circle. Hoyland looking for back-to-back strikeouts, has not recorded 2 strikeouts in a row in this game yet. Well, she does here, changes that. So a couple really nice at-bats coming back from Hoyland there.
Just speaking into existence, Josh.
Oh, yeah. But that's like some opposite announcer jinx type stuff right there.
Depending on who you're talking to, the Vikings didn't necessarily like that.
That's true. They do like the Bank North scoreboard, though, right now, as it's 9-4. Scooped up at third. Murch able to throw on to first in time for the out, but Vikings able to tack on an insurance run for Danica Rath as we head to the top of the 7th, as Rath will try to shut the door on the Jaguars. We're just 1 inning away from the conclusion here of Region 1 softball state qualifier on YourLiveEvent.com.
Full Service Foods in Hillsboro provides contract packaging and private label foods for your local and regional retail stores. Full Service Foods is a leader in the upper Midwest for less than truckload quantities for contract manufactured sauces and dressings. They are a privately held company with a reputation for quality and customer service. Full Service Foods is proud to be in Hillsboro and bringing employment opportunities to the area. Find out more at fullservicefoods.com. Full Service Foods of Hillsboro, proud to support this community event.
It's the most prestigious, challenging rewarding tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The world of outlaws, King's Late Models.
And we join the at-bat of Macy Murch. One pitch in, a ball high is what she just saw. Jaguars looking for a 7th inning season-saving rally as Murch lines one foul up the third base line, 2 strikes. Gotta get protective here and gotta get a leadoff runner on if you're the Jaguars, and it's the 8-hitter Murch trying to start things off. Jam shot, it's going to land in center field. A little bit of leapfrog going on in center field with Mauk and Roland trying to catch that one. But an 0-2 base hit, and Macy Murch having the best game in her Region 1 tournament right now with another hit.
Yeah, able to get the last out of the top half or the bottom half of the 6th inning, come on, get a base knock here, and like you said, Josh, bottom of the lineup here for Northern Cache trying to get some damage done against Danica Rath.
And then Winterquist went back-to-back with Murch in their last at-bats, both with singles. Murch doubled, and then Winterquist singled her to third. That was part of that 2-run 5th inning. Off the end of the bat, onto the dugout with some crazy spin on that one.
I would like to use that spin on my golf game later this Memorial Day weekend if you're able to get out on the course. Never been able to control that part of the golf ball, Josh.
Ball on the strike. The off-speed floats over high as Winterquist had a chance to probably gear up twice for that one with how slow that's coming in. Two and one. Foul territory right side. Giving chase was Mauk. Got closest to that one. But it's going to land harmlessly for strike 2.
Good job by Addie battling in this at bat a little bit here, Josh. And when you're down to your final 3 outs as a coach, yeah, you might not come back, but if you can have quality at bats like this with Winterquist and company, it still hurts, but at least it doesn't feel like you're giving at bats away.
Swung on and missed by the bat of Winterquist for the first out, and now it'll be Reese Lavig in the top of the order coming up. But a big first out there for Danica Rath and the Vikings. Lavig to bat, the second baseman for the Jaguars. Takes high for ball 1. That was coming in there with some velo. Lavig takes her time, getting some advice from Anthony Meyer at third. Takes outside, and Lavig is ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Vikings can afford to trade outs for runs at this point, but no runners in scoring position yet to speak of. By the bat of Lavig, struck out looking on that changeup in her last at bat. It's 1-2 now. Belted to right center field. This ball is going to get down for a base hit. Let's see how far they can run. It's going to be 2 bases for Murch and Lavig. So now a pair of runners in scoring position here to make things a little bit more interesting, bringing up Addison Rust.
Northern Cass just has to find a way to bring the tying run to the plate. That's exactly what they want. Sam Brandt might want to talk it over here quickly, Josh, with the infield.
Yeah, and they'll take a break, and we will too here on the Bank North scoreboard, reading 9-4 in favor of Kindred-Richland.
At Dakota Heritage Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic, and you don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay, services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhbanknd.com or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Meeting on the mound still going, in the circle rather, still going on with Sam Brandt coming out to talk with her pitcher Danica Rath in the infield as they can trade outs for runs at this point, like I mentioned a little bit ago before the break. But Addison Rust is not interested in going out for run and sacrifice fly. She is looking to advance these runners home and eventually just trying to bring that tying run to the plate like you said.
The tying run now is getting a little closer for Northern Cass in the hole, right? It's got to get on the on-deck circle and eventually to the plate. That's the bare minimum here for the Jags in the 7th.
Hits in Rust's last 2 at-bats, a double and a single. Lays to right center, that's going to get down. It's going to roll to the wall, cut off, but it will score 2 runs. Rust is trying to get to second. She's in there as the throw gets away. Rust will hold up at second with a 2-run double, and we'll probably see that tying run coming to the plate pretty soon. But first, it's going to be Hovness, the right fielder, after that 2-run double.
Yeah, really good piece of hitting by Rust. Fastball coming in, she waited back, just shot it over the second baseman's head, and once it got in the gap, he knew 2 runs were coming in. And going back to earlier, again, top of the lineup here is allowing Northern Cass. Bottom half did their job on getting on-base job, Josh, and now all of a sudden the job is not done. But Northern Cass is having a really good top of the 7th inning.
Jags are not done yet. Hovness takes in there for strike number 1. The tying run is in the on-deck circle right now with Casey Fix already has homered off of Danica Rath. By the bat of Hovness, though, that is a beautiful pitch. Letter high to Hovness. No chance to catch up to that one.
How large is the run last inning here now looming for the Vikings?
That is absolutely huge. An insurance run as Hovness goes down on 3 pitches, and it will be left up to Casey Fix.
I was going to say, if Hovness got on and it was like a double or any situation, I'm not sure you would allow Casey Fix to swing the bat away if there was a free base. Now you'll go after, understanding, yes, a 2-run homer is not what you want, but it still gives the Vikings a lead no matter what.
Yeah, you're not going to walk intentionally and bring the tying run to the plate, regardless of who that is, probably. It is Anderson waiting on deck, but it is Fix trying to extend things here in the 7th for the Jaguars. Already 2 runs across, needing 3 to play on in the bottom half of the inning. 0-1 pitch. Missing high, good take from Fix. Northern Cass, the 6th seed, trying to challenge these 2-seed Vikings here. The winner of this game going on to the Region 1 championship match shortly after this. To right center field, will it get down? A diving catch in center to end it. Jansen Jordan holds on. And that will do it. What a diving, fantastic play. Just an amazing end to this 9-6 ball game as the teams will shake hands. 9-6 victory for Kindred-Richland as we will take a break and get it to our Petro Stopping Center postgame show in just a moment.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you. because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank. Strong bank, strong communities.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
And welcome to our Petro Stopping Center post-game show here for you this afternoon. Game 1 of 2 in the books as Kindred-Richland knocks off Northern Cass. 9-6 is your final after an eventful top half of the 7th inning, which saw the Jaguars plate 2 runs and bring the tying run to the on-deck circle. But it went no further as Danica Rath bore down and was able to close things out here in the top of the 7th. This is the Petro Stopping Center postgame show here for you today. And Petro Stopping Center is your one-stop travel hub for all of your road trip needs. They've got you covered around the clock every day of the week with a wide selection of food, winter gear, and gas for your ride. Let their team roll out the red carpet and give you the VIP treatment today. The Petro Stopping Center, just off of 45th Street and I-94 in Fargo. And let's get to our RDK Enterprises precision play of the game. And that's the final out of the game for sure, as Jansen Jordheim punches the Vikings ticket to the state tournament with a diving catch in right center field to end the Jaguars season. Just an incredible effort play. Casey Fix was a dangerous hitter all day, and she made her own spectacular diving catch earlier in the game, but gets robbed in right center field by Jansen Jordheim to end things here in the top of the 7th inning. And that is your RDK Enterprises precision play of the game. And RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro wishes you a safe spring planting season and thanks you for your business. You can learn more about RDK Enterprises at planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. And then we will get to our post-game connection here, and as that was Danica Rath and Mackenzie Fuchsa, as they were able to, when things got tough and the going got rough, Rath was able to bear down and get the outs when she needed them with Mackenzie Fuchsa behind the plate. That is your Hallstatt Telephone Company post-game connection. When we come back, we'll have our Dakota Heritage Bank post-game interview with Leah Rowland around the break.
Central Cass Schools' mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
And back here on our Petro Stopping Center post-game show, joined by Leah Rowland, and this interview brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and sharing their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. You can visit dhbank.com. And joined here by Leah Rowland on our Petro Stopping Center post-game show. And Leah, you were on base plenty today. What was working with the bats for this entire team, especially in that 4th inning with 7 runs?
Yeah, all week our coaches have been telling us that just putting the ball in play will win us games, and that's what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to hit it out or hit line drives to the grass. I was just trying to get a ball in play to advance runners and get on base to give us a chance to score.
Well, you certainly did, and also talk to us about the pitching today, both from Cora Johnson going those opening 2 innings, and then also Danica, of course, closing this one out.
Cora is a great pitcher, but she's coming back from an injury, so this was her first game starting in a while, and she did amazing to me, and then Danica just came in and stepped up and finished for her, and our 2 pitchers are amazing, and we couldn't be out here without them.
And then how about that diving play in center field from your teammate Jansen Jordheim at the final out of this game, ending it on just such a crazy play. Speak about Jansen, her play in center field.
She's something else. She's so fast. It's crazy. But, yeah, her just laying out, that was a big momentum, especially going to this next game because we know it's going to be hard but that momentum is going to give us a boost that we need.
And you now get the rematch with Central Cass after that game on Monday that ended 2-1 in the favor of the Squirrels. You guys had that 1-0 lead. How are you going to be able to protect a lead if you were able to get it this time?
We're just going to make sure not to snowball our errors and keep everything and play our way and just keep our composure and hit the ball.
Well, you are now a state qualifier, so congratulations on that, and good luck against Central Cass in just a few minutes here.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
And welcome back one more time to our Petro Stopping Center post-game show as we roll along here with our next game coming up. It'll be the Central Cass Squirrels, already state-bound and taking on the recently punch-into state Kindred-Richland Vikings. So we got an exciting game coming up for you when we get that broadcast underway. But just recapping here for this one, 9-6. Kindred-Richland with the victory after a 7-run fourth inning where they batted 11 batters in that bottom half of the inning is what propelled them to victory here today. And the Hallstatt Telephone Company post-game connection was the mound mates here between Fuchsa and Rath as they were able to keep the hitters off balance for most parts for Northern Cass, but Northern Cass rallied for a few runs in this second half of the game. So credit to the Jaguars for sticking around, but the Hallstatt Telephone Company post-game connection is the mound mates of Rath and Fuchsa. Hallstatt Telephone Company keeping you connected. Discover local reliability that you can trust at HallstattTEL.com. That's HallstattTEL.com. And upcoming around for our next game, it'll be the Squirrels and the Vikings coming up, and Chase Miller will be on the call for that one. And we will send you to that one after we finish up here on our Petro Stopping Center post-game show. As Petro Stopping Center is your one-stop travel hub for all of your road trip needs. They've got you covered around the clock every day of the week with a wide selection of food, winter gear, and gas for your ride. Let their team roll out the red carpet and give you the VIP treatment today. The Petro Stopping Center just off of 45th Street and I-94 in Fargo. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to our sponsors that help us do this night in and night out, as they are what make it possible. So if you see them out and about, give them a shout out because they keep us on the air for you on yourliveevent.com, presented by Hallstatt Telephone Company. And stay tuned. Squirrels and Vikings coming up after this.